Mastering the game of life is a lifelong journey, and in order to do so, you need to obtain various skills to help you live a balanced, happy, and successful life. The big problem, however, is that there are just so many skills to choose from. How do you even know where to start? Now, in the game of life, skills generally fall into 3 different categories, and you can think about them as skill trees if you're a video gaming nerd like me. The first are technical skills, and these are skills that impact how you play the game. Second are communication skills, which impact how you interact with others while you're playing the game. And lastly, third, we have personal development skills, and these are skills that impact your potential for growth as you play the game. In today's video, we'll be covering all 3 of these skills and how they each play a part in helping you master the game of life. Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Christian. I'm a certified occupational therapist, and on this channel, we discuss practical tips and tricks on how to level up in life while keeping the game fun and exciting. Let's start off with the first type of skill, which are technical skills. Now, technical skills are very specific to an industry or profession, and oftentimes they're measurable and they're teachable. This means there's a very clear way to learn that particular skill. Some examples of this are video editing, playing the guitar, project management, even coding itself. Like, I can go on and on and on, but understand that technical skills are things that if you pour time and energy into learning, there's a very clear path on how to get good at doing that thing. Now, technical skills are so cool because the more of these skills that you acquire, the more ways that you're going to see open up to you in order to master the game of life. Let's take video editing for example. Sure, it might be a very specific niche, some people think like, oh, it's not that helpful, but if you get good at video editing, now you can maybe help people like me who's trying to grow a YouTube channel. You can help various companies on how to grow their social media. Even for you, if you're working a particular job and you need to make a presentation, your video editing skills is going to make it a lot easier to get your point across to the audience. Technical skills are one of those things that the more you acquire, the more ways that you're going to see you can actually use it to accelerate where you want to go in life. However, because there are so many different technical skills to learn from, you need to be very specific on how you're going to prioritize what skills to learn on. And to help you do so, you need to ask yourself 3 important questions. The first question is, do people care about this skill? Now, keep in mind, you can learn any skill you want, and oftentimes if you're picking a skill, it's because you want to do it, but you also need to ask yourself, do people care about that skill? Because think about it this way, we only have a limited amount of resources to actually acquire new skills, so you may as well spend those resources on acquiring skills that other people are going to need. When other people need that skill, now your value as a person is going to increase as well. So do try to pick skills that other people are going to care about and other people are going to need. The second question you need to ask yourself is, how do I make learning this skill fun? Now, this is a very huge part in the game of life, is that if you enjoy doing something, it's more likely that you're going to keep on doing the thing and keep on getting better at doing the thing. If you completely hate learning a particular skill, then let me tell you that it's going to be extremely difficult to even get good at doing the thing. So you need to think about, if you pick a particular skill, are you going to enjoy it? And if you don't enjoy it, how can you adjust things so you actually start to enjoy the process of learning it? I apply this almost on a daily basis, such as making these videos right now. I mean, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do, but I try to make it fun for myself. I try to cover things that I personally use, I personally enjoy, and that makes the process of actually doing so a lot more fun. This means I'm going to continue doing it, I'm going to look forward to improving in it, and I can go on and on and on without worrying so much of whether or not I'll stay disciplined and keep on doing the thing. And lastly, the third question to ask is, why is this skill a priority over others? So what you start realizing as you're playing the game is certain skills are going to be a lot more important to acquire depending on where you are in the game. If you're in a position right now where you're trying to make a little bit more money, you're trying to generate some side income, you want to spend resources to acquiring skills that's going to solve that particular problem. Because again, understand, there's a lot of skills to choose from, and eventually you will get to all the things that you want to learn. But because you have so limited amount of resources, you need to really prioritize that's what's going to benefit you in the short term, what's going to benefit you right now. You can think about it this way, right? If you acquire skills that you're not going to need in like 2 or 3 years from now, then obviously it's not a very good way to actually spend those resources. You want to spend resources so you're acquiring skills that's going to benefit you right now and help you really accelerate your growth so you can continue to level up in a very sustainable manner. The second type of skills are communication skills, and these are just as important as technical skills. Think about it this way, right? It doesn't matter how good you are at a particular skill if nobody knows that you're good at that thing. Effective communication helps you share your ideas, showcase your expertise, form relationships, and essentially give you more opportunities. You have to develop communication skills in tandem with your technical skills. Technical skills are what gives you the substance in which you want to communicate, and communication skills actually enable you to communicate all those things effectively. So understand that they both go hand in hand to improving your growth in the game of life. Now, when it comes to communication skills, there are varying depths and levels to actually acquiring it. Now, at the very basic level, at level 1, we have a focus on clarity. If you're conveying information to someone or receiving information from someone, you want to have a very clear understanding, a lot of clarity on how that information is passed. For example, if you're typing out emails, you want to make sure that whenever you're typing something out, it's very very clear how the other person is going to receive that information. And if you're speaking with someone, you want to be very clear on what your intentions are, how you actually understand what they're trying to tell you. I know it sounds very, very basic, but effective communication is going to really skyrocket your growth wherever you are. Personally, for me, I work in the medical field, and sure, I'm very focused on all the medical components of it, but the simple act of how I talk to my patients, how I talk to my coworkers, how I email my bosses, all these little things are communication skills, and as I get better and better at them, I'm a more efficient therapist, right? So I really want to highlight how powerful communication skills are. So at the very basic level, simply focus on the clarity of the information that you're conveying, and then you can move on to the levels below. Now at the intermediate level, you're more focused on interpersonal communication, because as you're playing the game of life, understand that if you're playing alone, you have a ceiling on how high you can actually reach. But if you're playing with a group, with a team, now your potential to actually accelerate your growth is going to be a lot better. So at an intermediate level, when you're focusing on communication, you want to kind of predict how you're going to work really well with others. This means you need to focus on conflict resolution, how you're going to motivate others, how you're going to lead other people to actually get them to do the things that you need to do. The tricky thing, however, is one of those things that you need practical application in order to get better at doing the thing. You can't simply just read a book on how to be an effective communicator and then suddenly think that you're going to be good at it, right? You need to actually work in a team environment, listen to other people, try things out, see what works, what doesn't, kind of humble yourself a little bit, and that's how you kind of grow this skill. And this is why it's a little bit more complicated to learn, because at level 1, you simply have to focus on yourself, on your own clarity. But level 2, you need to kind of work with a wide variety of people and understand how are you communicating with them, how you're working as a team, how you're leading them, and this is going to help you push towards that next level. And finally, at level 3, which is going to be the advanced form of communication, is learning how to use technology to reach a wide variety of people. Basically communicating through a camera, through social media, whatever it is, right? Now for me, that is exactly where I am in developing my communication skills, because understand that if you're only interacting with people one-on-one, then you're very limited with showcasing your expertise to this amount of people. But if you can get very comfortable on camera, get very comfortable on using social media, then now you can showcase your expertise and be able to reach a wide variety of people. If more people understand and realize that you're good at a particular thing, then more opportunities are going to open up to you. Now keep in mind though that this is a very tricky skill to learn. I'm personally still developing it myself, but understand that communicating online, communicating on social media is a lot trickier than just working at a workplace or working with someone one-on-one, which is why it's a much more advanced level. So if you're just starting off trying to be a more effective communicator, do just focus on the clarity of stuff and understand that you can continuously get better and better at that, and it's going to help you level up in many different areas of your life. If you're enjoying the video up to this point, make sure you smash the like button. It's the easiest way you can support this channel and let me know this kind of content is stuff you want to keep listening to, and it helps me out with what to research on in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and now back to the video. Lastly, the third type of skill to acquire are personal development skills. Now, as we play the game of life, understand that we all face very similar challenges: anxiety, procrastination, time management, motivation, and the list goes on and on and on. The skill to overcome all these challenges and problems are what we call personal development skills. Now, these type of skills are what builds our foundation for growth. They are absolutely essential for long-term success and well-being. Both technical skills and communication skills are much less effective if we're not able to actually have the foundation for growth by developing our personal development skills. Now, when it comes to personal development, a lot of people are going to cringe and say like, oh, I don't really need to develop myself. And the reason for this is we don't really like to evaluate what we really need to grow. It's very easy to tell ourselves like, oh, I just need to gain that new skill, or oh, I just need to communicate better. But it's very difficult to tell yourself like, hey, I kind of suck at time management and I need to get better at it. So in the pursuit of personal development, it often goes through 3 different phases. The first is self-reflection, and this is where you need to humble yourself a little bit and ask yourself, where am I struggling in life? What needs to be improved? What do I need to do in order to get better at that? The second phase is the education phase, where you actually seek the education either through books, videos, podcasts, whatever you want to do, to actually acquire the education you need to start fixing the things that you realize needs fixing. And the third phase is practical application, where with those education right now, you want to apply it to real life scenarios. If you've been learning a lot on how to manage your time a little bit better, then you need to take all those education and start applying it to your day-to-day. Because only when you do this will you start to see where the gaps are, what's working or not, and that kind of leads you back into figuring out what you need to do. So understand that these phases aren't simply a linear one. You're not just going to go like 1, 2, 3 and you'll be done with it. It's kind of a loop. You're going to ask yourself what you need fixing, educate you on what you want to learn about, and then apply it to real life scenarios, and then goes back again into actually asking yourself, hey, how did it go? And then you repeat the process all over again. As you continue to do this, you'll get more and more efficient with how you are growing as a player in the game, and this makes it a lot easier to actually master those technical skills or get better and better at communication skills. Because understand that in the game of life, we need to continuously grow, and the people who stagnate, the people who get too comfortable are the ones that are going to be left behind. If you truly want to master and really enjoy playing the game of life, then you need to understand that acquiring all these different skills is essential to your growth. So that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and check out this video over here for more content just like this. Until the very next one, my name's Christian Wan, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Take care. Peace.